My name is Giles Smith, and welcome to Our Community. Please give us a high-level overview of the Ranchos Water Company.
Well, I guess starting with the history, it was founded back in 1947 by, Mr. Newt Bass, who is widely considered to be the founder and father of Apple Valley. And he started the company so that it would support his real estate sales. And he had it until the mid-60s, and he then sold it off to an oil company and ultimately got to Texaco in 1984. And then in 1987, Park Water purchased it. And Park Water is a professional water company with assets across California and even into Montana. So beginning in 1987, when Park purchased it, is when it, transformed into a professional water company. Water is not the core business of oil companies, but water is all we do. And so beginning then is when it made the transition to a professional water company.
I'm sure running a water company in a desert environment like this is always complicated or has some extra concerns or challenges. Can you specify any challenges specifically that we have in the high desert?
Oh gosh, the drought. The drought is the number one most pressing issue that we have now. And the drought is significant for a number of reasons, but given where we live and the fact that it's in a hotter and drier environment than other parts of California, our water needs are a little different. If we have landscape, say lawns or non-native plants, they require a lot of water, more than they would if they were in, say along the coastal regions. And so if you couple that with our larger lots in Apple Valley, our outdoor water demands are much higher than the rest of the state. And when the State Water Resource Control Board set the reduction targets, they didn't take into account climate. They only took into account the reductions on a per capita basis. And so the pressing issue or the challenge for us is to meet with our customers and let them know that there is a transition. We're moving away from coastal ground covers to a more desert ground cover, desert adaptive, drought tolerant, things that are unique and better suited for here in the desert.
You talked about how the water company is trying to assist the citizens in controlling our usage. Well, what exactly are some of the programs that you guys have in place?
Oh, well, we have several, and I will tell you that we have to help our customers, because what we're looking for is a huge change in our behavior. To get the state's goal, to achieve the state's goal of 28% reduction, our habits have to change. Most of the water use in the high desert is done outdoors because of the larger lots and the needs of the landscape. So what we've done is working with the Mojave Water Agency, who funds the Cash for Grass program, we have helped our customers get through that program, and they have removed a tremendous amount of turf from their lawns in the high desert. Additionally, we have replacement toilet programs. So indoor, there's opportunities for conservation as well. Some of the older toilets used, more than 1.5 gallons in some cases, upwards to 3 or 4 gallons to flush. But now with the newer toilets, it can be down to 0.8 gallons per flush. And we have those, and we provide them to our customers at no cost. We additionally have some, again, moving back to the outdoors, we have controllers that control the drip system in a much more conservative manner, much more efficient manner. We also have new drip nozzles that help to keep the water where it's needed, as opposed to allowing it to be evaporated or blown away, where there would be no value for the use of the water. So we have those. We have, oh gosh, we have other programs where we hand out at no cost. We have other programs where we provide at no cost to the customers nozzles for your hose, or aerators for your sinks, or timers for the shower. So we have a lot that we can offer, and it's just a matter of getting to the customers to make them aware of it.
And all these services are provided at no cost?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. No cost.
I think the average person doesn't know that.
Sadly, I think you're right.
Well, we got to do something about that, and
Yeah.
and hopefully this show actually gets to a lot of people that actually can take advantage of that program.
Oh, I hope so.
So tell me, what's the basic purpose of the agency?
Oh gosh, that's easy. We provide to our customers, round the clock, clean, safe, high quality water. It's all we do. We do it well. And in the 21st century, there's a lot of regulations and ordinances to comply with, and we have a professional staff that deals with every one of those things. Water is all we do. We do it well. We have a customer service focus, and we take a lot of pride in that. I know the word pride doesn't get used near as much as perhaps it used to. We take pride in our customer service.
So in April, the governor mandated a reduction of consumption of water throughout the state, of 28%, I do believe. What is the agency doing to meet that goal, and what challenges do you foresee?
Well, given where we live, there's a lot of challenges. But let me share with people the background. The state's been in a drought for the fourth consecutive year, and it is more severe than many people perhaps understand. And so when the governor on April 1st ordered that issued the executive order of reducing consumption across the state by 25%, when he gave that to his water agency, the State Water Resource Control Board, they then looked at the usage throughout the state and assigned, based on current per capita usage, they assigned specific targets. Apple Valley Ranchos customers, we have to conserve by 28% as compared to 2013. Now, there's been a lot of confusion about, gosh, does that mean I can look at my bill from 2013 and look at it? What if my family's changed? What if my circumstances has changed? And the good news is it's not a per person, per bill thing. We had to, in fairness to people who have already conserved, we took the aggregate use of 2013, normalized it for the seasons, and then reduced the 28% from there, and then assigned targets for our households. So in a very real sense, looking at your bill from 2013 and comparing today is not as appropriate as looking at the assigned. Now, there's another piece to it. There's the drought surcharge. And the drought surcharge is intended to, by the PUC, who regulates us, to encourage people financially to get to the 32 units per billing period. So if you are at 32 units or less per billing period, you see no change in your bill at all. As you go above 32, you'll begin, for everything above 32, in addition to the normal charge, you'll also be charged the Tier 1 rate as a drought surcharge. PUC is the state agency that regulates us. And the importance of that is they have a customer advocate group that challenges all of our expenditures. It's a complicated process, but at the end of it, you get fair rates. That's where they enter into it. The State Water Resource Control Board, PUC, or the California Public Utility Commission is known, they regulate investor-owned utilities, such as Southern California Edison, Southwest Gas, and of course Apple Valley Ranchos Water. And what they actually are the entity that sets our rates. And how they do that is they require us to come to them every 3 years with a 3-year spending plan, and a very detailed spending plan. And we go and when we go to them, we have all of our expenditures planned by year for the next 3 years. And those include our tools, our salaries, our capital improvement plans, everything that it's going to take to ensure that we can continue to provide safe, clean, high quality water to our customers. And they look at all those expenses or they look at the revenue needs, if you will, and they say, okay, fine, that's what you think it takes to run the business. Then they have this Office of Ratepayer Advocates, whose sole purpose in life is to protect the consumer from charges that may be inappropriate or that could be deferred. So the Office of Ratepayer Advocate is always looking to make sure that the customer or the consumer gets the lowest possible rate for the service that we provide. At the end of that, we have the revenue that both we and the Public Utility Commission determine is needed to operate the business successfully for the next 3 years.
So there's definitely civilian oversight over this.
Oh gosh, yeah. An awful lot. I mean, these folks' only job is to challenge every expenditure that we propose to make sure that it's appropriate and that the consumer, our customers, are not paying for something that not only isn't needed, but isn't needed at this particular time. So they look and say, well, okay, that's a very important project you've proposed. Why does it have to be done in 2016? Why can't it be done in 2017? And then we get into a great discussion reviewing the engineering and all the causes that led us to our conclusion, and then they counter that, and it's a very, make no mistake, albeit very professional, it's a very adversarial process. And at the end of it, our customers benefit from that.
Removed 3 million square feet of lawn, and that's amazing. That equates to a savings of more than 178 million gallons of water every year.
You know, one thing that really concerns the people is the quality of water that the people receive.
Absolutely. Our annual water quality report is available on our website, and I'm happy to say that Ranchos has excellent water quality. We pump our water from the Mojave Basin, which is an absolutely excellent source of groundwater. So, and let me tell you, we've had amazing success with this program. Nobody has done cash for grass better than Ranchos. Since the drought restrictions went into effect a few months ago, the applications we've received have skyrocketed. In 2015 alone, our customers, Apple Valley Ranchos customers, have removed more than 250,000 square feet of turf. And since the program began in 2008, Apple Valley customers, Ranchos customers, have removed more than 3 million square feet of lawn. That's a savings of 178 million gallons of water. Our website is avrwater.com. Our phone number is area code 760-247-6484.
Global warming.
Extended drought.
Exploding population.
Our planet is getting thirstier.
More mouths, less water.
Only 1% of the Earth's water is fresh water.
Everybody wants more. What can we do?
What could we do?
What can we do?
Like 95% of our entire body is water.
So it's kind of important, don't you think? Why are we polluting the water that we need to drink?
Why aren't we conserving what we have? Are we going to run out?
Are we gonna run out?
Are we going to keep wasting it?
What's our plan? Do we have a plan? Does anybody have a plan? We're all in this together.
We can change how we use water.
Yeah, water can be recycled.
We recycle cans
And paper and bottles and plastic.
and old cards too.
So, why not water?
It's all we've got.
And we've all got to get smarter about how we use it. It's not enough just to be green. We need to be blue, too.
We're not asking you to save the world, just a little water. Just a little water.
Just a little water.
For us.
The town of Apple Valley offered the water company about $50 million to
Yes, sir.
take it over.
Yeah, 50.3
Okay.
is their offer.
So why wasn't the offer taken?
Well, it was rejected, and let me tell you why. First of all, we entered into an agreement with Liberty Utilities last year, and they're purchasing the whole company, our parent and all our subsidiaries, for some $327 million plus whatever debt is on the balance sheet. So in a very real sense, that is just about done. We're simply waiting for the regulatory approval process to be complete. So we couldn't accept that offer because we're in a contract We're in a contract with someone else currently. Secondly, let's talk about the $50.3 million. That is a very, in my opinion, a very disingenuous number. The town government absolutely knows that $50.3 million is far less than even the value of our water rights. So if you take that a step further and you add our 460 miles of installed pipeline main pipeline, and you add our 4,000 plus valves and our 2,000 plus hydrants and all of our tools, equipment, and wells and storage tanks, they know that number is a silly number. In fact, they have publicly said they could go as high as $200 million, but yet they offered $50 million. So let me give you a couple analogies. First off, what the town wants to do is they want to just take Apple Valley Ranchos, whereas Park Water is selling the whole thing. So the analogy is you put your house up for sale and somebody comes and says, I want to buy the bedroom. Well, you can't sell the bedroom. It's all, your whole house is for sale. With respect to their offer, now you can look at the analogy of, fair market value is $200,000 plus, and they come and offer $50,000. How do you take that serious, or why would you take that serious? So I don't see that it was a serious offer. Additionally, there's been a lot of misinformation coming from the town government recently, and that's a little disappointing because they keep telling folks they can afford to purchase Apple Valley Ranchos, but they have no idea what the cost is. They don't get to set the price. Their appraiser doesn't set the price. A judge and jury set the price. And they'll determine what the true value is that will need to be paid. And they don't have any idea what that is right now. So given that, I think that offer was a little, my personal opinion is that offer was a little disingenuous. Now, let's talk about Liberty for a second. Liberty Utilities, that's who we've entered into the sales agreement with. Liberty operates in 10 states. They have utilities in gas, electric, wastewater, and water. They serve almost 500,000 customers. We're absolutely thrilled to become a part of an organization that goes, across the country and brings new resources and new opportunities for us. Things that, although we're a professional water company, there are things likely that we'll be able to learn from the folks at Liberty that our customers will benefit from. Recently, we had the opportunity to chat with some of our customers, and one of them asked, why not let the government take it over? And on the surface, it seems like a valid question. Because clearly there are certain things that government does and that they do well. I don't believe that water is one of them. And I'll point to some recent radio advertisements that the town is running that says 80% of the water companies in the state of California are municipally operated, or 80% of the water systems in California are under municipal control. Okay, well that's a pretty compelling statement on the surface. But if you dig down a little bit further, what you'll find is the EPA, the Fed EPA, says that investor-owned or private water companies absolutely have no issue with water quality. We have a stellar record. Not so with the municipal-owned systems. The American Society of Civil Engineers said in the Southwest, California included, the water systems are in disrepair and are going to need, hundreds of billions of dollars of work. Well, what you can learn from that is 80% of the reason is because of the government running it. The private systems do not have that concern. We do see the value, the importance, in fact, the need to constantly invest in infrastructure. Our system started in 1947, very humbly, steel pipe. It wasn't designed to be a system that would serve all of Apple Valley. It was just started out, and it grew as the town grew. But now we have a professional water company. We understand the needs of our customers, much more than were understood then. And we have a very systematic, engineered design approach to improving or maintaining or improving the system infrastructure to assure that when the next wave of growth comes, we can provide service to those new folks who come to town, and that we can continue to provide high quality service and water to our customers who maybe are in some of the older parts of town where that older infrastructure is at end of life. Appropriately addressing the aging infrastructure to ensure that our customers aren't adversely affected by the failures that the older pipe will see.
So do you believe that a town or any municipality wouldn't be able or not willing to replace that piping as it goes forward? I think LA is having some similar problems, right?
Exactly. And do we want to be LADWP? Do we want our elected officials to get on the news and say, well, it comes from decades and decades of neglect? No. Our water system is here, it's suitable, it's appropriate for us to run it. We do that, we do it well. Arguably, we do it better than anyone, in my opinion. We've got this. What the government does is roads and drainage, and they should continue to do those things, but leave the water to us. Why would you trust something as important as a water system to a government that arguably has no experience running it? And I know the advertisements say that they have folks on staff, and I'm not disputing that, but we have the whole staff. We have the whole management team. We have the talent, we have the credentials, we have the expertise, and with Liberty we also have the funding to do the things that are necessary. And as an investor-owned utility, you have the added protection of the Department of Office of Ratepayer Advocates, who ensure that we don't get carried away, that we don't get ahead of ourselves, that we only do what needs to be done when it needs to be done. I would caution anyone who would think that a government would do a better job than Apple Valley Ranchos.
Give me your opinion on your rates, the particular rates. There are some people who think that the rates are higher than it should be in the high desert. How do you compare it to the other water companies in the area?
Well, that's a good question. And rates always come up, and they need to be a part of any conversation. Our rates are comparable to the other investor-owned utility, Golden State Water, and they're a little bit higher, and I say little, I mean a little bit higher than the cities of Victorville or Hesperia. But they have more people to distribute the fixed cost over. So it makes sense that as our town grows, our rates will stabilize. As far as the argument that our rates are much higher than everyone else's. That's not true, and it's not even close to being true. What people sometimes overlook is that for when a new customer comes to either Victorville or Hesperia, they pay a hookup fee of several $1,000s. Well, we don't get to charge that. The Public Utility Commission does not allow us to do that. All we charge is a $75 deposit for 6 months, and then we give it back if you're a good customer. The point being is they have other ways of raising money to operate the system. When you look at our bill, you can believe it's the true cost of water service. When you look at a bill from a municipality, you also have to ask yourself, well, how much of this water bill is being subsidized from the general fund? Or how much of this bill is being subsidized from a special tax or a special fee? We have none of those. If you want to know the absolute cost of water service, look at our bill, because it is the true cost.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Well, yes, thanks. I guess what I'd like for people to understand about Apple Valley Ranchos Water is we see ourselves as the responsible organization to provide clean, safe, high-quality drinking water to our customers. We have a duty to serve. It's a very deeply ingrained duty to serve, and water is all we do, and we do it well. The drought is severe. We're going to get through it. We'd like to help our customers conserve, and over half of them have, and to them we have to say thank you. But to those who haven't yet fully embraced the idea of changing their habits, please give us a call. We can help with that, and we would like to do it. Thank you.